Hey guys, welcome back. It is the same day as we're doing stuff on the Bonneville, but today we're going to start on supercharging the Mustang. So basically we just got it in the shade because I don't want to have to work in the sun.
Poor baby.
Yeah, he's going to be doing it in the sun. But what I'm going to be doing first, I don't want to get inside the car because it's really hot to do the fuel pump, so I'm going to start with this portion of it. So first thing you want to do is get your throttle position voltage, basically the bottom line on there. You can take a voltage meter and probe it and ground it, and with the key on but the engine not running, it'll give you your voltage. Mine was running weird, but I don't know if it's because of the battery. It could also be a number of other things, but I got my voltage, so I got that marked down. Next thing I'm going to be doing is just tearing this down. I'm going to be removing the intake, the throttle body, all the electronics, disconnecting the intake manifold, the fuel injectors, removing the fuel injectors and such. Basically, there's a whole list of instructions online that I will link that you guys can follow if you're doing this swap. But it's pretty simple. Imagine you're just taking off your intake manifold, and we'll proceed from there. All right, guys, I got some of this disconnected here. I got the fuel rail line disconnected, MAF disconnected, my throttle body disconnected, the PCV to both the crank, the valve cover, and the intake. So let me get this off. Some of this other wiring harness off of the fuel rails out of the way, and then the fuel rail should be good to come off. Looks like they just have some nuts holding them on either side. Disconnect this and we can remove the fuel rails. I'll also be transferring the electronics from my throttle body to the new one. I have just a stock GT 500 throttle body. They also instruct you to drain the fuel system. They instruct you to drain the fuel system, but it should be fine. I don't mind all the gas. I accidentally dropped one down in the valley, but it's not a big deal since we're removing the whole thing. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fuel rails and the fuel injectors. Shouldn't be anything else holding it on. Get my rags so no fuel goes spewing everywhere. There we go. Look at that, no fuel. There'll probably be fuel leaking out once I pop these out entirely. Move them around a bit. Just like that.
There we go.
Nice. All right, guys. So I got all the lines I need to disconnect disconnected at the moment. So the intake manifold is now good to remove. I'm going to separately remove the throttle body. I guess I don't really need to. I just need to take the electronics off and just transfer them to the new one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and cut back once I have some more progress. All right, guys. I did have to remove the throttle body from the car, and I got my new one on here. So this is the solenoid, and then there is a spring and retainer. So basically what you're going to have to do is take a tiny pick like this. On the electronics, there's this cover, and if you pry it off, it'll give you a view inside. And what you're going to want to do is get your spring. So this is the side that has the protrusions on the top and the curved spring side on the bottom, and you're going to want to place it in here. There's a little hole for that spring. want to get that in place, and then you can get your cover in place. And then what I would do is tighten this down. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down, and be sure not to over tighten these because it's incredibly easy to strip them. I actually broke one, but it was easy to get out. Just unscrewed it by hand. It's not the easiest way. I wish I had actual Torx bit, but I have a 1/4 inch socket and then this Torx bit. Alright, now that it's kind of tight on there, you're going to want to take your pry tool, you're going to push it down, and then counterclockwise push it in place. Or is it clockwise? Alright, I kind of had to do that off camera. So it is counterclockwise. You have to turn this and then get those into its notches. And that way that when the throttle body is opened, it will close on its own with the tension of the spring. So that should be good. Then you want to tighten these down, and we should be able to proceed to taking off the intake manifold. Alright guys, I'm going to try taking off the intake manifold here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these stay in with the manifold. No, that was a lie. They don't. So if you drop them, you know, just gonna have to fish them out. What is connected there? Alright guys, we got the whole thing disconnected now, so there are some modifications that need to be done to the heater hose area and stuff. I think the next thing I'm going to do is take a vacuum in here, clean this up a bit, and then drain the radiator so we can get the bypass removed and get the heater hose lines kind of rerouted. Definitely need to check the instructions on what we need to do next here. Alright guys, I am draining the coolant system right now. Just took the cap off at the top and then the pitcock at the bottom just unscrewed. So that is draining into a pan right now. Also went ahead and disconnected the alternator wiring. It just goes right in there. It's a 10 mil and a plug. And gonna review the notes. I also vacuumed all this stuff out. I'm gonna take like a paper towel and some brake clean and clean it up. And then cover up the cylinder head ports. And I think the next order of business would be to remove the crossover and alternator and then tackle the heater hose stuff. Alright guys, so the next steps I have here, I removed a tensioner and a pulley, which are right here, just a 13 mil and then two 10 mils. Also removed the belt. I'm not sure about if I showed you that. Now I'm going to release this bracket here for the alternator. And then I'm trying to keep everything organized by keeping the bolts where they need to go. Next, I'm going to remove the alternator. It looks like just a bolt here, bolt here. There might be some at the back, but I don't think so. And then after that, I'll go ahead and remove the coolant crossover. There might be some water, so I'll just have to be careful with that. All right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for today. I did pretty much complete everything I need to do for the disassembly. I did get these unbolted. Just down there, that heater hose needs to be disconnected. I can't get it disconnected for some reason, so Don't know what that's about. That'll just be for the next time. But from here, it's basically all putting stuff together. So really excited for that. Once the crossover tube is out, I just need to reroute some of the heater hose or the crossover tube and stuff, and then I can start proceeding with getting the whole system on and together. And we should be making some pretty fast progress once we have that done. On the Bonneville, we did complete the intercooler system, so now I have it fresh in my mind how everything will be going, and then I'll just have to remove the bumper, get the new heat exchanger on, and run my plumbing. So that's gonna do it. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video.